Welcome to Golos, Maze's End. As far as opening hand goes, yes, we're going to keep on this one. I like it. We've got 2 guild gates, and we do need to find a white mana for Enlightened Tutor, but with Burgeoning and old Prime Time and Tatnova in the hand, I kind of like this option. So hopefully we get some pretty good stuff going. So let's see what we draw into for the turn. Realms Uncharted, very nice. Let's go and go for Temple of Maladies. Get the Scry going. The Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity. Do we want a Worldly Tutor on top of our library? Does that sound good? Do we want to grab a creature? This is actually a pretty creature light. We can go for like Gatecreeper Vine if we wanted to and grab another land. Yeah, let's go and do that. We're going to leave that on top. I think that gives us some sort of option to do. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass turn over our opponent. So we're playing Golos, Tireless Pilgrim, Mr. Maze's End himself. Whenever Golos enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. And for a 2-mana Wooburg activation, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn without paying their mana cost. So I think at this point, I kind of like, actually, I like going for Burgeoning just a little bit better over Worldly Tutor. So let's go for that. So let's go Burgeoning. That's going to allow us to go for Golgari Guildgate. We can make that land drop for the turn. And that'll allow us to go for Izzet Guildgate and actually set up a pretty nice Realms Uncharted and pass turn over our opponent. So playing against Ephara, god of the Polis. I think that's how you say it. Might be wrong. Indestructible Devotion 7 turns into a creature. Then at the beginning of, yes, go Izzet Guildgate, go. Done. Izzet Guildgate during your upkeep, flash in. At the beginning of each upkeep, if you had another creature enter the battlefield under your control last turn, draw a card. So pretty cool. Let's give a shout out to our sponsor. Ooh, there we go. That's going to be perfect white source for Enlightened Tutor. Yeah, I guess at this point we just Guildgate. Actually, no. I like going for Realms Uncharted. We can just force this during our main phase. Yeah, because we want to make these land, or we can actually do it during our opponent's upkeep. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit better. I like that. So let's make the lane drop for the turn. It's going to be Orzhov Guildgate. Then during our opponent's upkeep, we're going to go for Realms Uncharted. That way, if they do have counter magic, that's going to be their entire turn. So I kind of like that line of play. So let's go for Realms Uncharted during their upkeep. If we get this to stick, awesome. If it gets countered, we got to eat a counter spell. That's kind of what we wanted to see. We are running 45 lands in here, so hopefully we run into a land to make the Golos land drop, and then we can just kind of go from there. We've got Tatnova that we can even go for too. I think at this point, let's go and grab Ancient Tomb. Let's grab Field of the Dead, because that's probably going to be the 2 that they put into the graveyard. Let's grab ourselves a Valakut. And let's grab Maze's End. That's a wonderful little pile of cards right there. Yeah, let's do that. So let's grab those. All we need to do is find, click OK. And we'll see what cards they want to give us. But yeah, that's a pretty stout Realms Uncharted pile. Ancient Tomb, Field of the Dead, Maze's End, and Valakut. That's what makes Golos so fun. You can force this during your upkeep. So but yeah, we did cover both commanders. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you go on a nature hike, head over there. Golos will kind of take you and show you all the different guild gates among Ravnica. It's really fun. Bring your family, take some pictures. Valakut and Maze's End. Okay, that's fine. And then also, shout out to inkgaming.com. If you want to check out the website, go for, let's put Maze's End into play. That way it comes into play tapped, and we can go for Golos next turn. I like that. But yeah, check out Ink Gaming. Use coupon code JOLT for 10% off your order off anything on the website, or use JOLT539 to just check out my merch booth. And last but not least, I started at Patreon. So there we go. And draw into Thespian Stage, which is pretty good. It's going to become a copy of another land. So I think at this point, we can go for Golos. We've got 3 guild gates on the battlefield. With Thespian Stage, we can have it become a copy of that. But I think actually with Tatnova, I kind of like this. So let's go Tatnova. Tatnova is one of those commanders that if we have it and we can get it down, not worry about some spot removal, and immediately get some value from Tatnova, we want to do that. So let's go for Thespian Stage. That way we can have it become a copy of Maze's End, and we can really speed up this Maze's End process. So let's go Tatnova, Demir. Oh, there we go. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So we did cover both commanders. To give a shout out to our sponsors, it is officially free time. Let's have some fun. Now, before we proceed into the video, this is about hour 3.5 of recording. So if my commentary is a little wonky, or I stumble over some words, or I make a pretty bad misplay, hey, just giving you a heads up. Think about the words I just said. I've been recording for 3.5 hours, so I'm kind of tired now. But we're actually pretty good start for Golos. I mean, we've got Thespian Stage and Maze's End, so we can have Thespian Stage become a copy of Maze's End. Once we find Life from the Loam, we've got Field of the Dead that's pretty much going to be active as soon as we get it down. So that is a very, very good feeling. So they're going to be able to cash in a card draw from that sad robot entering the battlefield. And yeah, I think we just go Tatyova. No, actually, Windswept Heath is going to give us 2 extra land drops. So what we can do is we can actually Worldly Tutor to put a... Yeah, let's do that. So let's go Worldly Tutor. We're going to put Azusa on top of our library. And we'll go for Prime Time next turn. Let's have Azusa go on top. Let's make the land drop for the turn. That's going to allow us to draw Azusa. There we go. Let's make a few extra. This feels like we're playing modern Scape Shift or whatever, Prime Time, whatever it was called. 1, 2... We're going to have Azusa enter the battlefield. That way we can make a couple extra different land drops. Let's go and crack Windswept Heath. And we do have, yeah, I think we've got all the colors covered. Let's make sure we grab at least another green source. Yeah, let's go and grab that Tropical Island. It's going to come into play untapped. We're going to cash in one more card draw. Ooh, Panharmonicon. That is good. All right, so we're going to have a Valakut enter the battlefield. It's going to come into play tapped. We're going to gain 1 more life. Ooh, Scalding Tarn. That's going to be perfect. Okay. We're going to cash in another card draw. Let's go ahead and crack Scalding Tarn. Oh, this is beautiful. Let's get that. We could go for Panharmonicon, but I think we'll do that next turn. So we go for Oracle. Oh, this is a very explosive turn because I think we might be able to play an extra land drop too. Look at that. Oh, look at that. All right, we're going to cash in Crop Rotation, Exploration, anything else. We're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So, and let's go and swing in with that. Well, no, we don't want to make them draw a card. All right, so we're going to pass the turn. So let's kind of re-rack. We had a lot of stuff happen this turn, this past turn. We have no land to get down, unfortunately, but we've got a lot of extra land drops. We've got 1, 2, 3, I think 4, and then our normal land drop for 5. So I think we can actually just make 5 land drops a turn. If that's the case, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can actually just Diabolic Revelation for a few extra lands, which would be pretty good. And add on top of that Exploration too. So in fact, let's go and go for that. Let's grab all of our guild gates. It's going to be black, black, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to make sure we leave up Maze's End for sure. X is going to be 5. Yeah, so let's do that. So we're going to Diabolic Revelation for 5, and we're going to grab all the guild gates that we can. So if they've got a counterspell, they've got it. That's going to allow us next turn to go for Prime Time. And ooh, Draining Well, cool. That was rough. All right, so that's going to be a 11-11 with flying. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. So one thing that we can do now, we do have Enlightened Tutor. That's going to allow us to go for Prismatic Omen. Once we start making our land drops, we have Valakut, we have got more than enough lands. We can start pinging our opponents. So we might end up going for that, in addition to going for these Thespian Stage. But, you know, figured our opponent had a counterspell at this point in the game, but, you know, we've just almost got like an embarrassment of riches on our side of the battlefield. So there's just sometimes where it feels good to do that. So we don't have a land for the turn. Click no on that. And then we can still end up crop rotating 2 for another guild gate. So let's kind of get that to re-rack. So next turn, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to have 10 total mana. We do have 3 visits on top. So that does put us for Panharmonicon into Prime Time, which sounds pretty good. Yeah, I think we kind of like that. That does leave us open to a counterspell. And we can still survive another hit with Draining Welk. Yeah, I kind of like that. Oh, and then we got Entomb on top of our library. So, oh, that's a bummer. Because either way, we can't just draw that Entomb. Because I'd love to Life from the Loam. Okay, so let's do this. So let's go. We can Panharmonicon in Prime Time. That's going to be in our entire turn. That leaves us really open to some sort of, you know, counterspell from our opponent that shuts us down for the turn. Or we can just like 3 visits, and I think that sounds pretty good. That's going to keep us open. That's going to be a land drop with Tatyova. That's going to clear us up with Oracle to look at the top part of our library. So let's go and grab Savannah. It's going to be Toxic Deluge. We're going to draw into Toxic. That's Villainous Wealth on top. Okay. Let's go ahead and crop rotate. Yeah, I think I kind of like this. So let's do it like this. So let's crop rotate on that Savannah. That's going to allow us to grab. Let's get this pop down. I want to grab another Guild Gate. So we're going to grab a Boros Guild Gate. But in response to that draw trigger, let's go and go Enlighten Tutor for 1 white mana. Let's grab Prismatic Omen. There we go. Let's grab Prismatic Omen. That's going to go on top. We're going to draw into that. Let's go Prismatic Omen, tap down Valakut, and then that's going to allow us to finally start making a bunch of these like little random land drops. So, in fact, let's do that. Let's just do some setting up. This actually, we can just go for a Thespian Stage activation. I mean, Mace's End, because that'll get another Guild Gate on the battlefield and allow us to kind of ping some damage. So, I think I kind of like that. And then we do have Congregation at Dawn on top. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's go for these Mazes in activations. I feel that'll be a little bit better for us to go for. So, in fact, actually, let's go and go for it now. That way we can kind of shuffle up the top part of our library and we can kind of see what might be able to make a few more extra land drops. Yeah, let's do that now. So, we're going to go for Mazes End. We're going to search our library for a gate card. Let's go and have Simic Guildgate enter the battlefield. That's going to be 3 damage up top to our opponent. Drawn to Selesnya Guildgate. Knock them down to 27. Let's go Mazes in for the turn. That's going to be another 3 damage up top, and we get to gain some life. So you can imagine if we had Field of the Dead on the battlefield, how just gnarly that... Oh, and we even got Dark Depths. Yes, we're going to use that ability. So at this point, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be 7. Yeah, I think we actually, instead of going for Dark Depths, we need to get down Selesnya Guild. I can't remember how many land drops we've got so far, but either way, we can drop it in with Burgeoning next turn or something like that. So it's going to be 3 damage up top. Yes, definitely use that ability. We still have another land drop to make. That's going to be Dark Depths. 3 damage. That puts them up to... imagine if we had Scape Shift right now. Oh, that'd be rough. All right, it's going to put... Yes, definitely use that ability. And then that's going to be Dark Depths. There's no way we can tap it down for... No, we can add mana. We can add 2 mana to our mana pool. So let's go for Exploration with green mana. We can play an additional land, but we have no more lands to play. And then anything else... No, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. So I think next turn we can actually win the game. So next turn, let's make sure we've got this. So we can make all the land drops in the world. So we pay 3 mana, return Mazes in, because we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7. We have 7 Guild Gates, so we go for an activation. That's going to be 8. Then we make a land drop, 9. So we need to have like 9 mana to go for this. I think that's what it is. And we might get lucky. We can actually just tap out Prime Time and drop some lands. But I kind of like doing it this way, going through activations, because it keeps it to where our opponent can't really counter our win condition, which is going to be a really nice thing. So we just need to generate that 9 mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we should be able to do that and have enough to go for a Thespian Stage activation. So yeah, that should be good. So all right, so I'm just going to go for Rhystic Study, which you can definitely play around that Rhystic Study. And if we wanted to, we could actually go for Mirari's Wake. That would give us a little bit of extra mana to kind of play around with. So we'll see. And let's go draw into Mirari's Wake. So let's make as many land drops from our hand as possible. So let's go Mazes in. We're going to pay that 3 mana. And at the same time, we can just keep pinging our opponent, which is going to be a good feeling. All right, so we're going to search our library for a gate card, put it on the battlefield. Let's grab Rakdos Guildgate. Oh, no, excuse me, we can't win this turn. Yeah, this is going to be 3 damage. Well, maybe we can. Let's see this. So let's get another Guildgate count. That's going to be 3 more damage. And with us returning... No, we can still make a copy of Mazes in. Okay, that's going to be 3 damage. Actually, it's going to be dealt to us. I think that's how it happens. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you in Planeswalker control. If damage from a creature source is prevented this way, it does not much damage. Yeah, we'll just click no on that. That way we're not taking any damage. So let's still end up playing Mazes in for the turn. And I guess technically we could just do it on the back end. Yeah, so we'll do a little bit of setting up this turn. So that's going to be 3 damage, but we're not going to click OK. Oh, and Sylvan Scrying really helps out too. So I'm not going to use that ability. And let's go Life from the Loam. All right, Polis going to scoop it up on this one. I don't blame them. Even if we don't, we might be able to win this turn. It's been a while since I've played this deck. Even if we don't win this turn, next turn we're going to be able to close it out. We've got Thespian Stage activation. We're going to be able to have Thespian Stage become a copy of Mazes End. We bring that land back out. Now, to go for the Mazes End win, you still have to go for that 3 mana activation. But that's one of the, playing as blue-white control, and if they're trying to counter our threats, one of the things that we can do is basically just go for a land activation, and we're going to win the game. So they would almost have to wasteland. Even then, we have life from the loam. So you can see where, a deck like Golos, it may seem kind of clunky, but if you're playing against like kind of like a control style deck, you can most of the time you're going to win against control because you're just making land drops, and you want to get to the late game to where you can just swarm the board with a ton of mana. And I don't know, it feels good to win like that. So anyways, if you enjoyed getting that, we didn't technically get the Mazes in win, but it was about to happen. We had it. So if that made you happy, like and subscribe. All right, bye.